Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole Mastin and I am so excited about today's video. This was probably one of my most searched questions when I became a homeschool mom. So today I'm going to be talking about how to get started with homeschool with 5 basic tips to help you guys start out your first year successfully. Now, I'm excited about this because I was a new homeschooling mom 4 years ago, and I used YouTube as a great search tool to help me come up with ideas and advice and tips, all the things I needed to know to be a homeschooling mom. However, you guys, a lot of trial and error, a lot of failing forward, and honestly just advice from just different homeschooling moms and the community that I've gained here on YouTube and Instagram have really helped me a ton. So you're not going to leave this video knowing everything there is to know about homeschool, but I'm hoping that it's helpful for you guys to at least get started confidently. Now, if you're new here, I'd love to have you guys stick around. I post anything from homeschooling to some homemaking to some, home DIY. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and click that subscribe button and go ahead and click that notification bell. That way you're notified when I post videos just like this one. Okay, so let's dive right in, because I know as a homeschool mom or a soon-to-be homeschooling mom, you're not gonna have a ton of time to watch lengthy videos. So I'm gonna try my best to give you guys 5 tangible things that are really gonna help you walk away confidently and ready to pursue your journey with homeschooling. My number 1 tip is to find your why. So I know for our family, a why was a very important thing as to why we started homeschooling. There were reasons behind why we chose this journey for our family. And I find it so important to share that why with your spouse, because homeschooling is not for the faint-hearted. There are going to be tough days, just like motherhood in general. And it's important to have that why shared with your spouse so that they can encourage you on those tough days, why you are showing up, why you are doing this. And so I find it very important from the very beginning to figure out the reasons why you want to homeschool. And they should be big reasons. They should be pull you out of bed reasons and keep you going on the hard day reasons why you want to home educate your children. I know for us there were, quite a few reasons why we wanted to homeschool, and even now, I feel like those reasons have evolved. There's even more reason behind why we want to homeschool. And I feel like now, because we've been on this journey for 4 years, that why has evolved even bigger. Okay, so now once you have that why figured out and you know how you're gonna show up and you know why you're going to show up to homeschool, the next thing is to figure out the laws required by your state for homeschooling. So I have a great resource that I use from the very beginning to figure out what options our state had, and I'm gonna put that in the description down below so you can just search by your state. But for us, we're based out of South Carolina, and there's 3 different options for South Carolina. We do option 3 because that's best fit for our family, but you can sit down and talk that over with your spouse or other homeschooling moms that maybe you have as friends, and figure out what's going to be best fit for you guys. I like the option 3 because it was the most flexible option for us. We belong to an option 3 association, and they help us a lot with submitting attendance and keeping those progress reports. But again, it varies by state, so I encourage you to look at the link in the description and just search by your state. And then if you have questions from there, you guys can always leave it in the comments. I'm here to help. But there's so many great resources for new families that homeschool. So be encouraged there that you're not going to be left trying to figure it out all on your own. There's some great resources out there. And so what I did, because when I read the different options, they kind of felt like foreign language to me from the very beginning. So I joined a homeschooling Facebook group here in our, one of our towns close by. And I just asked questions. I asked what, the majority of people were doing and why they chose that option. And so I love homeschool, community groups especially like local ones, because they are so encouraging and they can give you guys the resources that are closer to your home. Okay, now you guys are probably wondering, when are you gonna get to curriculum? And you guys, that is a fun part of starting your homeschooling journey, but I don't feel like it's one of the first things you do. I believe the third thing would be to join those homeschool community groups. I feel like they provided so many great resources at the beginning. So my number three piece of advice, or my number three, does that even sound right? My third tip would be to, search Facebook and find, different community groups locally to you. So that way now you can decide, are you going to join a homeschool co-op? Are you going to do enrichment activities? Because a lot of homeschool co-ops provide the curriculum. So that's why I say homeschool curriculum isn't the first thing you'll do or decide on, because you kind of have to decide which avenue you're going to take. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, right? Figuring out homeschool curriculum. So you guys, this is the part where I said failing forward is a must, because truth be told, I have switched curriculums. I'm not saying that one was better than the other, but it was definitely one of those things that I had to figure out what was going to be best for our daily rhythms, and I wouldn't have known without trying. So I think it was at the beginning I had a very hard time accepting that, like, we had purchased curriculum and we did it for 2 years, and I just felt like I realized after a year and a half that, like, we wasted a lot of time because I was holding on with this death grip of I didn't want to switch curriculum companies, or basically switch companies, because I felt like I really liked the curriculum company we were using. However, it just wasn't a good fit for my daughter. All that to say, we switched curriculum, and I am forever thankful that I gave myself permission to let go. So when deciding on that curriculum, it's okay that you don't know if it's going to be a good fit or not, but I do think researching and asking other homeschooling moms, there's so many amazing homeschooling moms out there that can provide feedback. But like I said, just because this lady may do this curriculum and it works well for her family, it may not be a good fit for yours. So I just encourage you to really do your research and figure out how your child learns best, how you do, like with prepping everything, how much time you have available to you to prep your homeschool materials and things like that. So just take all of that into consideration when you are looking for curriculum. And like I said, I'm here in the comments. I'm also over on Instagram if you're not following me there. I try to provide as much feedback there as I can. So definitely be encouraged that you do have people that have walked the path before you, and it's all going to work out. And just say you choose curriculum this year and it isn't a good fit, that's okay. I had to find out probably the hard way because I held on for so long, but it's okay to let go and try new things. Now, my next tip would be to figure out, are you going to follow a schedule or are you going to follow rhythms? For us, I started with a timed schedule, and I had a very strict schedule at the beginning, 9 a.m. this, 10 a.m. this, and we did that for a bit, and then I realized it just wasn't working out for us. Again, like I said, a lot of it has been like just trying it. If it doesn't work, know that it's okay to try something new. And so we started daily rhythms probably it's been like a year and a half, I think, and it's been the best solution to our homeschool. My kids know what to expect right from the beginning of our day. I have our picture schedule up there on the wall, and we do follow the same things each day, but some days we may wake up and get started right away, and other days we may have lazier mornings and we start later in the day. Also, because I do have a toddler, some days he's just not ready to get started, and that's why I think the daily rhythms have been a blessing for us, because I know that it's okay as long as we get our morning block done before lunchtime, we're good, and it just kind of relieves that pressure. So I think it's important to figure out how you're going to do your days. Like, what are they going to look like for you and your family, and figure out like schedule or rhythms or whatever that may be for you, and just kind of take yourself through trial periods of, you know, is this working for us? And I think you'll figure out, you know, quickly what is best fit for you and your family, what structure you guys want to create in your homeschool. Life is continuing to happen around you, and so for us, I like said at the beginning, I was realizing that, you know, my newborn's doctor appointments were cutting into our school day, and I was like slowly trying to figure out how we were going to make up those days, because I had put us on such a like structured, restricted schedule. And so since we started practicing daily rhythms, I now have our homeschool set up where Fridays are actually like our fun Fridays. So I don't schedule anything like academically that day. We do baking, we do art. I do still follow like our morning work routine with breakfast and do like our devotional. But other than that, that's the day that I would schedule doctor's appointments, and I would make phone calls, and I would run my errands and things like that. And that just freed up that pressure, I should say, to make up those days. So with all of that being said, I want to leave you with one last tip, and that is to not fall into the comparison trap. You guys, it is a curse, I'm telling you. From the very beginning, I followed all of these homeschooling moms that I was just drawn to because I wanted to be like them. I aspired to be like them. I was following, you know, YouTube channels and trying to create, you know, whatever they were creating in their homeschool. And for that first year, I fell into that comparison trap, and I kept feeling like I wasn't worthy and I wasn't good enough to be a homeschool mom, even feeling unqualified to fall into this role, because what I saw on Instagram and YouTube just didn't look like what we were experiencing in our homeschool. So I want to encourage you guys to, you know, yes, it's okay to be inspired by homeschooling moms, and it's okay to, you know, go out and see what tips they have and advice, because yes, this is, you know, a road that they've set out on, and they do have more experience. And so I always still till this day will see other moms and be encouraged by them, but I don't allow myself to compare anymore, because that just left me feeling, you know, defeated. And it's not meant to be like that. You are qualified to educate your child. You are worthy of taking on this role. And so I just want to encourage you that it's so easy to fall into that trap of comparison, but your homeschool is going to look different, and that's okay, because everyone is created differently. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys that you know, you may, you know, seek out advice, you may seek out, you know, just different feedback for homeschooling, but just know that your homeschool may not look like everyone else's, and that's okay, because whatever fills your cup up, whatever feels right to you, that's what you should follow. That's what you should do day in and day out of your homeschool. And it may not look picture perfect, and it may not look like everyone else's, but that's okay, because you know your kids best, you know your family best, and you know what you guys need. So that's my last tip for you guys. I hope this video was helpful. If you think that I should talk about year-round schooling, because that's kind of the video I was thinking to do next, definitely let me know in the comments. I also really want to talk about how to homeschool with a toddler, because you guys, I have had some trouble recently, and so I've really had to get creative with how are we going to homeschool with my busy son getting into everything, wanting to be right here with us. And it has been a blessing, you know, to have him want to be right here with us, but it's been a challenge too. So that's another video I've been thinking about doing. So if you guys have questions, I'd love to have you guys chat in the comments with me. Again, if you're not following me over on Instagram, be sure to do so that way we can connect further there. And you guys, you've got this, okay? If you are new, if you are beginning, I just want to tell you that you are going to rock this. So just be encouraged there. And I hope you guys all have a great week.